Welcome to Flourish. I'm Diane Planidin, and you're in the right place if you're ready to create inspired life. And we do so by working on our own personal development so we can be strong role models for those we love and mentor and strong for our own personal well-being. I am so glad you've joined me here today as we are on a journey all about self-image psychology. And of course, that's based on the best-selling book by Maxwell, Maltz, all about self-image. He was a famous plastic surgeon, but also delved into the psyche of why people felt they needed to change their exterior in order to feel better inside. This chapter, well, this is going to be a game changer, and we're just getting started. So here we go. This particular chapter is called Truth and Imagination, Keys to Your Personality. The main goal image is our self-image, which defines the limits of our endeavors, the areas in which we must operate. Our creative mechanism works on the data we feed it. Just like any other servo mechanism, our thoughts are funneled into it, describing the problem which it must tackle. In this sense, our beliefs and our mental pictures predetermine the final results. If we provide our automatic mechanism with information about our inferiority, a reflection of poor self-image, it will process this data working as a failure mechanism, translating this into objective experience. Too many of us do this. To accelerate your determination to get more out of life, you must learn to use your great creative mechanism as a success mechanism, not as a failure mechanism. You must develop new ways of thinking and imagining so you will build a strong reality-oriented self-image which will give nourishment to your success mechanism, leading the way to happiness. Well, that's a strong start to this chapter, and I want to just take a moment to remind you to stay towards the end of the show because it gives us a little practice session to do on how to put all of this fabulous information into motion. It's a little exercise, doesn't take too much of your time, but yeah, hang into the end of the show because it's going to be worth your while for sure. All right, but what's going on here with our truth and imagination? What is the truth about yourself? Are you convinced that your image of yourself is a true one? Do you look at yourself as a fool, a buffoon, as a coward, a hero, a master of your fate, or a victim? You are not a victim. I'm just going to say that out loud, and if you have to say it to yourself, please do so. As you stand on the stage of life and look at yourself in the mirror, how do you judge yourself? What are your good points and your bad? Do you like yourself? Are you a friend or an enemy? The most important exploration which faces us all, you personally, is the exploration of inner space. It can change the whole civilization and it can improve your life through the most rewarding adventure of your whole existence. And you know what I love about this is science is finally telling us all of this is true. The neuroscience, the psychology behind this, and how as humans never stop growing. We continually morph into different states. So it doesn't matter how old you are, where you are in your life, you get a choice to change and grow and thrive and be the success that you deserve to be. But it's going to take work. And that's why I said, hang in for that exercise at the end of the show. And then as a result, you'll feel peace. You'll feel peace within yourself because people's actions always depend on what they think is true about themselves and their environment. This is fundamental. It is the way we build. We act as if our concepts are valid, no matter how misguided they are. Oh, that's something to think about. For instance, do you undervalue yourself? Most people do. Is your truth about yourself that you're too thin, or that your nose is too long, or that you're stupid, or that you'll never succeed at anything, or that you've had bad luck? Not only are these truths negatives, they're also false. You are unique. You've been created for a reason. This is an obvious truth. You should see this fact as a positive life force, not as a fact to substantiate a feeling that you're inferior. Yet most people mar their lives with inferiority feelings and thus put obstacles between them and success and happiness. Every person on earth is in some way inferior to some other person. And that's where comparison is the thief of joy. I believe Eleanor Roosevelt originally phrased that. But if you're comparing yourself to somebody and you don't know them or you don't know their situation or you think from your imagination that you do, you're just driving yourself into a little tizzy. You don't know what their situation is and you don't know what their truth is. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not who somebody else is today. Let that sink in. Let that just deep dive digest into your mindset. It helps exponentially. For the simple truth is that you are neither inferior nor superior to your fellow human beings. You are you, and that's the whole story. The truth is that as a personality, you are not in competition with anyone else. You will never be the same as another person, and you were never meant to be. You were meant to be yourself. So do it. Everyone else is taken, right? I love that. I love this, how this all connects. And that's where self image is so important. You must believe because if you're being negative, then that's also your own truth. So he has two tips here in order to reset your mindset. Number one, thinking can make it so. You can change your thinking. Your truth does not have to be negative, it can be completely positive. Think new thoughts about yourself, see yourself in a new light as an individual like no one else on earth. Forget your past failures, bury them, and think of your success, no matter how few. Remember that you have an obligation to yourself to make your life on this earth as happy as possible. Believe in this new truth and act on it. Resolve to be your own friend, not your enemy. And this isn't easy, but sometimes I just like to tell people think of parenting yourself. How would you love and care and cherish for yourself? That is a great way of believing in yourself. Most parents, I would like to think, believe in their children when they give them that opportunity to thrive and grow and flourish. So why not try it on yourself? It might make a difference. And number two, how to turn as if into reality. It is your imagination. You use it every day. Are you worried? You're using your imagination, seeing yourself at what can happen to you. Worry is a state of mind before an event happens. That is your imagination, and we do this especially with the ones we love in relationships. We imagine, oh no, he's not home for dinner. What happened? Is he in a car accident? Is he at the bar? Is he with another woman? And then 2 seconds later, he walks in the door. It was just traffic. But that's just my way of saying we can drive ourselves into our own little personal tizzy with our amazing imaginations. And that's why fictitious books are so popular, because you're drawn into the imagination of that writer. You're drawn into a new and interesting land and world and universe. And that's all imagination, but you can visualize that. You can see it in your mind's eye. And that's why, writing things down, talking to yourself personally in a positive manner, you're creating your own world. You're creating the universe that you want and desire. And you're acting as if it's impossible to fail. and you just keep working at it and you keep honing that craft. That's how powerful the imagination is. I'm not even going to say it can be, it is. But you have to bet on yourself. You have to bet on the fact that you can do this. You have faith and confidence, and you use that with your imagination. And you know what? You might have to rehearse it time and time again, time and time again. But this can work for you. This can definitely work for you. Your imagination is so important because it can trigger off your success mechanism, the great creative mechanism within you, which can implement your success in life. You have to build it, build it, build it. So, how do we do this? Well, this is where that practice exercise I talked about at the beginning of the show comes into place. Here it is, building a new self image. You formed your present self image from mental pictures of yourself in the past, growing out of judgments you placed on your experience in life. We will now work on building a healthy self image with this same use of imagery. But first, remember this, change will not come without effort. You must work hard to realize inspiring results. You must be willing to set a time daily for this exercise, as well as other practice exercise we'll go through as this book transforms through our lives here. The one example he says here is in the theater of your mind, picture yourself as you truly like yourself. Imagine that you are looking at a motion picture screen, watching a picture of yourself. See yourself in a problem situation as you've been in the best moments handling the situation. Can't tell you specifically what areas to focus on. This is individual. But he gives some good examples about how if you had a really good day one day, and just reimagine that. Reimagine that feeling. Reimagine that win and celebrate that success equally. And this is hindsight's 2020. If you had a day where, you know, you ran into somebody or you had a meeting with the boss and the conversation didn't go as well as you wanted, repeat and rehearse and regroup on what you could have done differently, what you could have said differently. Maybe had you not gotten enough sleep that previous night, maybe were you in a hurry and just put on a t-shirt from yesterday and you weren't feeling great about yourself. You didn't take time to put yourself in a proper state of mind. You can use your imagination to replay, redo, and rework all of these things. And because you only know what your problem situations are, when you feel them in your heart, this is what makes a difference. During this practice period, focus on a basic problem situation with this important switch. This time, you are seeing yourself in the theater of your mind, handling the situation as you would like to handle it. This time, you are successful and you bring this success back onto your inner motion picture screen and see it again and again. During this extremely vital practice period, see yourself over and over, acting and reacting the way you would like to in a difficult situation, activating your success mechanism. How you acted yesterday doesn't matter. How you act tomorrow doesn't matter. See yourself as a success. Keep this image alive. Imagine your feelings if you were to become the kind of person you'd like to be in terms of your real potentialities. In certain situations have frightened you, picture yourself mastering them, winning over your inhibitions, slaying the dragon of failure. Slay that dragon. It's done. It's done. It's gone. It's dusted. It's in the past. And we're moving forward. And we're changing and we're growing. We're thriving. Here's some final words. The power of your imagination is so tremendous that it may take you weeks to realize it. For a while, you may doubt this. A great power, because it's intangible, you cannot touch it. Faith itself is one of one of our greatest possessions, and it's not material. Faith in oneself, right? Can't buy that. As time goes on and you continue to use your imagination, positively funneling information into your success mechanism, you may be surprised to find that your new picture of yourself is becoming a reality. You're going to go out into the world with more confidence. You are acting differently. Your image of yourself is getting stronger with each passing day because you're going to take the time for yourself. You're going to take a moment for yourself and imagine what your future is going to look like, how you're going to act as if it's impossible to fail, and you will live a more inspired life. Well, if you like the show, share it with somebody you know, and hey, hit that subscribe button. The next chapter is all about the secret strength. Ooh, that's exciting. I'll see you soon.